Okay, welcome back guys. Today we have another video for you. This is actually an add-on on the Path to Mesmer solo guide for Arah. If you haven't watched that yet, you should probably check it out. I'll put a link over here. Anyhow, we're making this video because the fourth boss, I think, Alphard, Serpent of the Waves, has been changed. This change includes changing the pull attack as well as the dagger storm attack. So the pull attack now instantly kills you once you get pulled by it. Once you get pulled and reach Alphard, there will be 4 bombs exploding in total, and 3 of those will explode instantly. You'll also be dead after this first one, but that's not really relevant right now. This attack, however, can still be reflected by your wardens, which is nice. So you won't have to worry about that all too much. However, the dagger storm attack we used to interrupt that. You may have seen him pointing at you or whatever. We used to push Alphard constantly, so he wouldn't use this attack. However, ArenaNet has decided to remove this animation, which means we actually get to fight Alphard fair and square. This means that the dagger storm attack will be instant, and it will hit you instantly and kill you instantly if you get too close to him. This attack, however, cannot be reflected, which makes it a lot more of a problem than the change in the pull attack. So we're using some simple vegetables and nourishment as usually. We're going for assassin's gear today for the reflection, just like before, just taking the same traits and skills, etc. However, I lied a bit. The skills are changing today. We're taking Signet of Aether, Mantra of Pain, and Mimic Feedback for the first technique. We're going to show you 2 techniques in total to get this fight down, and they'll be taking advantage of 2 things. So, the first technique will be taking advantage of the fact that Alphard teleports back to this location whenever he uses his dagger storm. He likes that location, I'm not sure why, but he teleports back and he starts shooting that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull Alphard over here instead. So when he uses dagger storm, he will teleport back and start shooting all over the place. Well, luckily there's this wall here. We love this wall. This wall is our friend now, and he will protect us from anything. So that's amazing. However, these attacks are also bouncing, so you have to watch out with your wardens and whatever you're using. So I'll tell you that during the fight. Okay, we're going for full reflection again, and we're starting the kill now. Have fun, watch, and I'll tell you some other things along the way. Okay, so we're reflecting. That's the pulling attack. Sometimes it doesn't get reflected by the curtain. So when Alphard is coming near, stand here, not in the corner. Because when the warden gets spawned, he sometimes has a problem reflecting the pull when he is too close to Alphard, right into him. Which does happen quite often when you are standing at the wrong spot. So make sure to have plenty wardens up. Okay, so here's the dagger storm. I just shattered my wardens because of it. Works quite well. So we won't get hit at all, which is awesome. Now, Alphard's getting back. We're putting up another warden. Using the signet. Putting up a second warden. Everything's spawned now, so that's fun. Feedback to get some killed. Temporal curtain right underneath Alphard, by the way, that's also important. Otherwise the pull may not be reflected. Watch out. There, when you run out of reflex, you can still just dodge the attack if you see it coming. Like I just did. As you can see, this does get a bit more complicated than before. Just make sure you keep reflex up at all times, and when you don't, make sure you don't get hit by his pull. That is the basics of this technique. As you can see, we do a lot of damage. This is also because the new attack, well, the bombs now hit a lot more because there's more of them. We also reflect the bomb damage, which is awesome, which is also why the wardens actually get interrupted, because they have to make the animation of putting down the bomb. So we're not going to finish this fight because we have another technique upcoming. But as you can see, this works quite well. You can use this anytime you want. Watch out for that. Okay, so the second technique is taking advantage of something that most mesmers may not be aware of. But there's a nice thing that our wardens can do. The Phantasmal Warden has the uncanny ability to block any and every projectile. However, this only applies to the untraded warden, so the non-reflecting one. You may have noticed that at Autumn, when you put down an untraded warden, this guy will block Autumn's projectiles, which no other skill in this game can do. This is because these are unblockable projectiles, technically, but our warden just does not seem to care. So we are going to use this to our advantage here. The Dagger Storm attack is an unblockable attack, but our warden, again, does not seem to care about that. So we're going to make use of that lovely, lovely ability. What we're going to do is we're going to try and make sure that we have a full 100% warden block up. So we're going to use wardens, untraded wardens, to make a shelter of wardens, which will protect us from the dagger storm at all times. We can just stand near Alphard at the right location and keep on spinning those wardens, keep on spinning them. You only have to cast 3 and they will, if you properly time them, they will just follow up on each other. And you won't be hit by the dagger storm at all. Also, because your wardens are not reflecting the pull attack, they will not be interrupted. So once you have 3 up properly timed, you'll be done completely. There is one thing you have to watch out for though. When using this technique, you cannot push Alphard away, because as you know, he teleports back to his original location again. And because of this, the wardens will have to walk, they may interrupt themselves, and your wall will be gone. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand at maximum melee range, which is 130. This is the place where auto attacks do not work anymore, so you have to press yourself. I also usually do that anyway. That should work. So you have to make sure that you stand there. The wardens usually stand at approximately the same range, but I'll show you that during the kill. As you may be thinking, the illusions, how are you going to kill those if you have no reflect? This is why you may have seen me equip it. We will be using Temporal Enchanter, which will make feedback last longer. We don't actually have to kill them that quickly, because the wardens will be protecting each other most of the time, and you won't get killed by them naturally. So in 2 feedbacks you should be able to kill them all, and everything should be fine. So what we're going for is 2 mantras this time. Still the Signet of Aether, feedback. And we're changing this last trait to Temporal Enchanter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put down a warden, use the Signet of Aether, then time a warden properly so that it really follows up on the warden before. After that, during the time that your wardens aren't spinning, they will likely be attacked by Alphard, so we're going to use feedback. After that, your wardens will start spinning again. After that, you will have the one problem with this technique. There will be one moment during which your wardens will be unprotected, and Alphard may attack them. He likely won't kill them because they're pretty fast, and you may take his attention, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But if one of them dies, you should really just pull out, just leave. If they don't, however, you can put up the last warden after the second one is done spinning, time it properly so it follows up, and you'll have a permanent warden block. So it will be focusing. I'll put up some timers as well to help you time, and we're going to try this. Okay, so we're going to start with the warden, an untraded warden. To put it up, use the Signet of Aether, wait, and put up the second warden so it follows up on the first one. You have to start at max melee range like I said, which I think is just behind the wardens like you can see. I'm just hitting them, hitting Alphard at least. Get 2 wardens up now. As you can see, I used feedback during the time that the wardens weren't spinning. There we go, first one started spinning again. There's the dagger storm. As you can see, it's not hitting it at all. Right, put up the third warden. And we should now have permanent protection, which we do. Still standing at max melee range. Try to stand like at the place where there's the most overlap, so at their second warden. This way you will have the most protection, and most definitely during the illusion phase. Just keep on hitting Alphard, and the wardens should protect you from everything, including the dagger storm. There's the illusions. Make sure to put up feedback so you kill them a bit. Wait for the feedback to recharge. As you can see, I'm not standing at the right spot at the moment. And there we go. Feedback's back up. Killing the illusions. Just use Blurred Frenzy from time to time if you want. This is as simple of a technique as you can get, as long as you do it right. So that's feedback again. Putting it up, killing some illusions. You can walk around, however this does mess sometimes with your placement, as you need to keep standing at max melee. But you can try it. The regeneration you get from your phantasm should, however, just keep your health up enough. If you were to have 3 wardens right next to each other, you are just you've got perfection right there. You just stand in the middle warden. You won't be getting hit at all. They won't be getting hit at all. It's perfect. Right now I've got close to perfection, but as you can see, I sometimes do get hit. It does take a little longer because you don't have as much reflection damage. Sometimes the wardens do bug out a bit and they will stop spinning at random times, which will make you have a gap in your wall of blocking. You can't afford that. So if that happens, just pull out. Make sure you leave the fight. So also do this if you just didn't time your warden properly. If there is a tiny gap, which you can see by the way, I do have a little one here. If you don't have feedback up at that moment, just use Bullet Frenzy or something. And if someone does get pulled, make sure to get out of there as quickly as you can. There we go. Okay, so I hope this helped. I'm sorry that it took so long, by the way. I am quite busy nowadays, but I did manage to at least get this out before I go on holidays. There's one thing I did not tell you about. Mimic can help you at the final boss. If you are unable to kill the final boss's first 50%, you can take Mantra of Concentration. Make sure you stand away from Alphard, or just take the shots. Then when he uses his pull attack, activate Mimic, activate your stability, and you will absorb the pulling attack. This pulling attack, like I told you before, includes the bomb. The bombs are direct damage attacks. And if you have enough, if you have the mantras up for the final fight and the precision, you will get about 70k damage per bomb, which is a total of about 280k damage in total, which is a lot. It's about, I think, 15% of her health, so that helps a lot if you're having trouble with that. Anyhow, I hope this helped, and I hope to see you around on the channel again soon. Thank you for watching.